Right, hear me out for the first few seconds before you put the video down, all right? First of all, this is a massive thanks to everybody who comments on any of my videos, all right? Not just the last few, because I do read them all, but I don't have the time to reply because there's thousands of them, and if I did, I wouldn't get any work done and I'd get sacked. So, it seems to me that the latest few videos that I did on here and the one also that I did on Man Up, I should say, have gone down more than well. And your advice has been absolutely fucking mental. It's been brilliant. And I have taken it on board, a lot of it. And it seems to me we got a bigger problem out there than I'd actually envisaged. Now, before some of you tune off and go, oh, fuck it, it's about alcohol or drugs, listen to this. Bear in mind, what we've got coming is fucking biblical, all right? Also, the people who are against us are not addicted to drugs or alcohol, all right? They're addicted to their cult and their aims, right? And what they do also is use drugs and alcohol on our kids, Rotherham, Telford, etc., all right? And it seems to me that many of us at the moment are, or have problems, because of various reasons. But another one that also has just come to me is that people have a doom and gloom about the future, and they've right to be so as well, by the way. So many people may have the fuck it, it's all go to shit attitude, let's just enjoy ourselves, all right? Many of you may say, well, fuck it, it's fucked, I'm just going out in a bang. Many of you may have these sort of negative attitudes. I don't fucking blame you, right? Now, before we go any further, I'm not saying that I'm actually going to get this sorted and fix it properly. I want to, but, you know, a lot of people fail before they succeed. And it seems that a lot of you here have lost mums, dads, sisters, brothers, sons and daughters, which is horrendous. The people that you loved, you had to see go in front of you through either drugs or alcohol. And it also seems to me that one person's actions not only fuck themselves up, but fuck the entire family up, as is testament to the comments that I've been getting. It was funny because one of you actually said in here, he said, this is a bloke that could have been like hosting a game show back in the day, but he's driving a truck telling you about his alcoholism. So the other thing the thing that I've taken on board and acknowledged, right, is two things. A, most of us don't realise that we have a problem. Okay, fine. And I'm not going to go on at you saying you do, all right? So don't worry about that, right? But the other thing is, the biggest thing that makes people fail is life without it. As in, not the physical addiction, that's not the problem. It's the psychological change that you've got to make to your life, which to anybody like me seems biblical. I watched a woman do a video and she said, I gave up, right? And I was 12 months clean. And she said, I felt worse. Well, that fucking knocked the socks off me. I was like, shit, why am I doing this? And she said, what it was I had started getting the haze, the hangovers, the feeling rough. It started to affect work and things like this. You know, I was, as they call it, they don't like it, is a functioning alcoholic. There's no such thing as a functioning alcoholic or an alcoholic. It's an alcoholic that hasn't hit rock bottom, apparently, all right? There's different bottoms, apparently. I didn't know this. But the thing is, right, the concept of giving up drinking is one thing, but the concept of living your life and changing the way you think about stuff is something that I haven't got my head around yet, all right? At the moment, I feel weird, all right? I can't say that I feel great about, you know, my mood swings are all over the place at the moment, okay? 1 minute I'm like now, and then later on the day I feel I'm all over it, but that should clear up. I should be used to it being bipolar anyway, so that's fine. But this woman had to go and get training on how to deal with all the situations that we use alcohol or drugs to deal with, and then go from there. And it took her quite a while, but she made new friends who've been through it, didn't drink. Now, I'm not suggesting any of you go and do this. I'm not suggesting to any of you to do anything. What I've noticed is I talk about what I've gone through here, and somebody said, what, you're looking for fucking sympathy? No, you dick. Not at all. Not looking for any sympathy, because I don't need it. What that person who thought they were being funny didn't realise is I've had so much fun on alcohol that you know, it's one of those things. It's been a part of my life, but it comes to a stage where you can't keep doing it because you just physically won't be able to do it. And when I think about the amount of times that I showed up for my daughter and I'd had a couple of drinks, and I think to myself, yeah, there's things you could have stayed out, you could have done this, you could have done that, and you didn't, you know. Anyway, the worry that I have at the moment is that we're all sitting there using this stuff, and when it gets worse, the situation gets worse, if we can't fix ourselves, how the fuck are we going to fix the problems ahead of us? And it seems that left, right, centrist, you know, we've all got it. This isn't a left-right divide, I'm afraid. This is a straightforward thing that, you know, we've all got. It's all over the world. But the problem is the invading army that's taken over Europe, right, and America and Canada and all the rest of it, they don't generally drink. They get off on their religion. They get off, some of them, on the thought of what they're going to do to our country, our people, our kids, our benefit system, and everything else they can fuck up. So this is part of the reason I'm talking to you about this, because I worry about how the fuck can we be a coherent, cohesive force if we can't sort ourselves out? Do you know what I mean? And this goes on to something else, right? This is where we go conspiracy now, but why not? I can't help but think, right, that the Western world has been flooded by drugs, by like entities. I mean, if you look at America, they flooded their own country with crack cocaine and other drugs, right? And it was, in some cases, directly aimed at the black community, which was pretty shit. But obviously the cocaine part of things really took off across America, and the yuppies took it up in places like London, and, you know, the rich people took it up because it was a rich man's drug. But they also flooded places like all these places with weed, right? And everybody says weed's good for you. I've seen a lot of people that do pot weed that's got psychosis, all right? So if you didn't give people that, etc., then I'd be more saying, well, perhaps it's all right. But as it does, I can't. But it seems to me that the controlling entities, the ones that have brainwashed us over the years to believe all the wrong shit, or to go along with the wrong shit, or to dumb us down and change the education system and stuff like this, are the same people that literally used to put alcohol all over our adverts, tobacco all over our adverts, okay, and basically have convinced us, right, that drinking is normal, and that not drinking, you have to explain yourself what's wrong with you because you're not having a drink, right? Imagine that, right? Somebody said to me in one of the comments, if you had a nut allergy, would you carry on eating nuts? Well, the answer is no, obviously. But yet, we do with alcohol. You know, when you think about it, I'll go out on a weekend and everybody who knows me is going to go, oh, have a drink, Si. And I'll go, no. They go, what's the matter with you? That's the first thing I'm going to get. And when I say that I've got a problem, all of them recoil. Some of you may notice this, but they'll take a step back, or they'll have this utterly stunned look on their face, and they think there's something fucking more than wrong with you, because how could you have a problem with alcohol? And then they start looking for other reasons, because we've been literally sold this shit that this class A drug that's an absolute toxic killer, right, is or should be used for Christmas, birthdays, holidays, celebrations, commiserations, deaths, births, and everything else in between. And like anybody else, I've done it, right? I thought it was the norm. If they were trying to sell, right, just a thought here, if they were trying to sell on TV crack cocaine, can you imagine this? Well, after the party, you should get out the pipe, get on the crack. It works for me. Can you imagine them doing that, right? But what's probably worse, right, is if they'd have had an abundance of crack cocaine back in the years, they may well have gone for that first rather than alcohol. Who knows, right? I mean, just thinking outside the box here. So, yeah. So people want to know what my journey is and stuff like this, so I will talk about it. And no, this hasn't become a fucking alcohol recovery channel, not at all. All right? Bloody hell, that's bright. It's going to be a hot one today. Not at all. But one of the major things that have ever stopped me progressing on this channel is alcohol. You get way late with it. Why do you think I stopped doing Saturday Night Lives? I was fucking pissed, that's why. Couldn't do it, all right? Couldn't show up because I'd already been down the pub Saturday and got fucking out of it. Now, some of you like Saturday Night Lives, so chances are, once I've got some fucking more energy back, I'm going to start doing them because I will have the energy. I won't be fucked from alcohol. I won't look hammered. So, that was one thing. Going to these marches, right, I used to have to use alcohol, right, to go there, right? Problem is, as soon as you drink a load, you've got to have a piss. So that was a problem because there was nowhere to go and it just put me off, right? Going and making a speech on stage. Well, I was terrified for one, but also, I'd have been half cut. You know, you could fuck up. So, going to events, how am I going to get there? How am I going to get back? I don't want to get done for drink driving. So alcohol has put me off doing so much on this channel and in life. I mean, part of the reason I moved to the village that I live in was because it was walking distance to the pub. Think about that. I wasn't going to get done for drink drive again, which I've been done for 4 times and been to prison for. Now, a lot of you would say you should have seen a problem then. I was in my 20s. I was 19 and 25. So I put it down to immaturity rather than it being a massive drink problem, because everybody in the village, well, the town that I lived in Weston, were fucking absolutely massive drinkers. And a load of people got done drink driving. So you could sort of go, oh, well, others have done it, and write it off. But I have not done so many things because of alcohol. The idea of hiking up the side of a hill fills me with dread at the moment, and certainly would have done, like, you know, while I was drinking, because I wouldn't have had the fucking energy anyway. I wouldn't have the inclination. Where's the fucking pub at the top of that hill? So it is what it is. But my intention is to at least pull something fucking good out of this, because I know that you all see this as a good thing, but obviously with my limited foresight, vision for the future, obviously I see it as, well, I won't be able to do this, I won't be able to do that, I won't be able to do the other. This will change, I'm aware of this, right? But at the moment I'm seeing it as a bit of doom and gloom. So I'm trying to actually pick some good things out of this, and the one is, I'll now be able to grow the channel. I'll have the energy to do it, I'll have the energy to go to places, I'll be able to drive to places and drive back, because I can't get nicked for drink driving because I won't be drinking. I don't do drugs anyway. So that's one thing, alright? I will be more erudite, more with it. You know, be able to pick my brain better for facts a lot quicker. I mean, it's not fucked now, but you get the idea. And just get more involved. So that's part of it. So that's just a few thoughts on this, what's going to be an absolutely fucking gorgeous day. And I won't get out on that green Kawasaki, is it ZX-10 I've got? It's a fucking lunatic mobile, which I only pull the handle as much as I want to, right? Before any of you go, why did you get that lunatic mobile? Why? Because I liked it. You got to die of something, kids. But I have to be honest, all the people that have gone out with me that are been long-term riders have said your riding is very good and you keep within your limits, and I do. I don't go it flat out, and it's certainly, by the way, not having a drink, right, will slow you down, which is fine, you know. I struggle with anxiety, so I will be very fucking slow, and that's another thing. I've got to learn to deal with this anxiety, but it's funny. I've started looking back at what I was like before I started drinking really heavily. full of energy, full of fun, wanted to go everywhere and do everything. And I don't actually remember being ram-packed full of anxiety because depression and anxiety was not even in my mind. And I'm starting to wonder that when I went and turned into a fucking raging alcoholic, which I was and am, sorry, I've got to get used to this, that might have caused the problems. I won't know, and I'll never know now. But the proof is in the pudding, because a lot of you in the comments said that you struggled with all these things while you're on it, and after a set amount of time, that when you came off it, you started to lose the anxiety and the depression, the cloudy thought, you know, and all the other shit that goes with it. So there we go. But I mean, even if I only do stuff like build this channel up and actually go on a holiday, plan something. Do you know what? I haven't planned anything because I'm not incapable of planning, right? And because I don't know how I'm going to feel, right, around that time, because my moods are all over the place. You know, you go up towards the end of the week, right, because your body's starting to sort itself out, and then you go on the piss, and then you crash and burn Sunday night, so much so that you get the fear. And yeah, years ago, years ago, not that long ago, Sunday night, I'd be throwing up with anxiety going back to work the next day. Doing this, something that I've been doing for years, could do in fucking sleep. Think about it, it's weird. The brushing your teeth thing, by the way, I've learned how to fucking stop the gagging, but the gagging goes away anyway, halfway through. As you're building up saliva and stuff like that, before you go to the back of your teeth, spit the fucking stuff out and you crack on again. It sorts that problem out, or it did for me anyway. But yeah, positive things. My daughter will be over the moon, and I mean that. She has suffered in silence for years. She has seen me in some fucking terrible states. But I was never a nasty drunk or anything like that. I was always very happy, right? Or very loving. But she could see that I wasn't doing myself any good, right? So she'll be over the moon. Although she won't get to drive my car so much. Well, she will, because all she got to do is ask, and it's fucking hers, isn't it? So yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments. As I say, I read them, and your comments have done a lot. I mean a lot. And the thing is, you're not just helping me, you're helping others, but also I'm helping recycle your comments to tell other people. Also, I've got a mate at the moment, which is, we've got a few of them there. They're fucking alcoholics, right? Obviously, you hang around with the same people, don't you? And that person's more in denial at the moment than I am, physically and obviously mentally. And while I'm telling him all these different things, that, you know, that symptom probably is, that symptom definitely is, and when you get like this, it is. And he's just about to have a granddaughter, first granddaughter, and he wants to be around. And I said to him, I said, well, you want to be around, sunshine, you're going to have to sort yourself out, because you're on a fast track to fucking killing yourself. And yeah, that didn't go down well, but you know, you've got to be a bit fucking harsh, yeah, and I've got to be harsh with myself. So there it is. Anyway, I will do political stuff as well, so don't worry, this channel isn't going all soft and oh, look at me and shit like that. Nothing of the sort, right? It's just at the moment, while this is a topic that's fresh with people who have new to subscribe, because I've picked up a lot of new subscribers through it, right? And also those who have been with me for years, who have struggled with me, as well as watched me struggle, right? You're interested. And this isn't all about, this channel isn't all about just fucking knocking fuck out the opposition and stuff. It does have a slightly humane side to it. I mean, we fixed people before that were living in squalor, that were about to commit suicide, right? And ended up managing to, all of you came round, we've literally took them out of that situation, gutted the house, gutted the garden, redecorated the house, put a boiler in because the person had been living without hot water, the electric system was fucked. We did all of that, right, with your help, right? And that person now lives happily in a bungalow and is reunited with their friends, right? And family. We've done this, we've done other things on here, right? So this channel is about also the human side of things and how shit affects you and me. So there it is. Right, I'm going to get off because in a minute I've got to go into a quarry. That's That's something to be seen, I'll tell you what. Some of the fucking machinery running around that place is fucking huge. And the dust. And so much so that I live near that quarry. I washed my car Sunday. I went out to the car yesterday. Yesterday. And the fucking thing's got a film of white all over it. Cheers then. But it is what it is. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit.